starting the feedback session, I just want to know your experience. How did you feel about the interview?
It was really very good and I enjoyed, and I could know that which parts I should work on now. And I was a little bit nervous every time when you asked me the question. In the beginning, I was nervous, and I tried my best to communicate. And this was the first ever time I gave any kind of interview, so it was good.
Okay. So now I'll share my experience. So yes, as you told, you were nervous in giving every answer. You know the answers, but even after knowing the answers, it seems you were answering and you were not that confident in your answers. Yes, so that's why I think you felt that. But one thing is that you should not be nervous because you have a good technical knowledge. Means
Yes,
see, I asked you some more, mediocre questions, not so easy questions, because I just wanted to test your technical knowledge, and being a fresher, I think it's enough. But I would like to ask you that whatever you learn, you have to be confident in those parts. Okay. So when I asked you that, do you have any knowledge about sorting and searching? You said you have, but I think you have given the binary search answer in bubble sorting. So you cannot do that. If you are confident, if you have said, yes, I know this particular knowledge or particular concept, that you cannot just give a wrong answer, because that will create a negative impact. Okay. It's better to say no rather than giving a wrong answer. If you are confused, you can ask the interviewer that, sir, give me a time to think. Then you can distinguish what is searching, what is sorting. Okay, because this can create a confusion. Searching and sorting is almost a bit interrelated. Yes. So, and binary search is something which is done by sorting the elements. So that's why maybe you have done the mistake. Yes. And apart from that, I think you were good only, but in some questions you were not that clear. Like when I asked you about joints, I think you have not given the whole, and you said no, this much of joints are only clear. Also, you have to be thorough with the concept. Whatever concept you know, I'm not asking that you have to learn every concept. You have to know everything, because some fresher, they don't expect you to give all the answers. It's very good if you give all the answers, but they at least expect that whatever you say or whatever you have written in your resume should be correct and should be honest. If you are not honest, if you have written something like, I know PHP, and if you say, sir, I'm proficient in PHP, and if they ask you a basic, they will start with a very basic question. See, they will test you how honest you are with your answers and how confident you are. Okay, so they will check your confidence level, because they know you are a fresher, and they know that you will learn everything. They will teach you everything in the training session. They will they will train you, and they will explain each line of code to you. Okay, they will repeatedly they will explain each line of code. So they will know that you can learn and you will learn. Only the thing you have to prove, or you have to make the interviewer believe that you can learn and you can do it if something is taught to you. Okay, so that is only they check. And yes, you cannot say I know this and you can give an answer, and then you cannot say, sorry sir, I just misplaced the concept. So yeah, apart from that, your answers were good. And yes, you should be very much careful about your introduction, because it may be a technical round, but mostly that thing starts from the introduction only. The biggest part of attraction is the introduction. If you can make the interviewer attracted, or if you can maintain his interest, if you can keep his interest, then it's gonna become easier for you. He will not go very depth. He will not ask you very long, tough questions. But if your answers are not up to the point, see, when I asked you about encapsulation, I gave you the hint that give me some technical examples. They don't bother much about English example. If they ask me what is the difference between supervised and unsupervised learning, because you have mentioned that you have worked with machine learning, so they will expect the basic from you. Okay, because you cannot make a project in machine learning without knowing the basic. And in machine learning, the first question will be that only, what is supervised machine learning and unsupervised? Because when we create a project, we take lots of data sets will be there. Then we will take algorithms. So they will ask you, what are the algorithms you know? What are the algorithms you have used? And what if you say that I have used 𝐁𝐨𝐴 or 𝐁𝐴, they may ask you from where you have imported that particular algorithm. So there should be something. I think you have heard about sklearn dots. Sklearn,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
think you know, scikit library. Yeah. So most of the algorithms are imported from sklearn. Yes. So they may ask you that naive Bayes, you have to import that algorithm from something. Otherwise, from where it will come. So that things you have to be clear with it. Okay. So
Yes,
when
ma'am.
you talk about the project, you have to be brief and you have to be clear with each and every step you have done in your project. They can ask you anything about your project. Whatever you have mentioned, they will ask you from between. They can catch any topic and they will start asking question. And if in the first phase only, if you could not answer anything about your project, and it will create a bad impact. They will not go much. They will just say, okay, I maybe she has just copied the project, or maybe her role was zero in the project. Maybe some other people have done the project and she was just there in the project. Okay, so that's why project is very important. Because from fresher, they will not ask you a lot of questions. The interview will be for 15 to 20 minutes, or sometimes they take for 30 minutes or 35 if you can answer nicely, or if your answers are proper, and if they are enjoying taking the interview, then they may stretch the interview up to 45 minutes or like that. But if your answers are not correct in the beginning, then they will not take the, they will not waste your time. So that's why I just wanted to say that you have to be very much clear with your project. You have time, yes, you can search your project, you go to the net, try to learn every libraries, every functions, and at least have some basic idea about machine learning. If they ask you about supervised, unsupervised, just simple, don't stretch the answer, okay, and don't go very depth, because the more you will go inside, the much they will ask you. They will go more depth if you go a bit depth, okay. Because if they ask you what is supervised and machine learning, just say that, sir, as per I know, supervised learning are labeled data. So that's why I was asking what kind of data. Okay, that are labeled data and unlabeled data, just enough for a fresher. Okay, just labeled data are known as supervised learning, unlabeled data are known as unsupervised learning. If they ask you to give example, then you can simply give KNN, naive Bayes, decision tree, random forest. All these are supervised learning. And if you ask me about unsupervised, I'll say the unlabeled data. For example, clustering, as you say. Okay, so if you answer like this, they will not doubt. They will say that at least she knows the concept, and they want this kind of concept from you. If they ask you about encapsulation, the best example for encapsulation is class. So you were explaining many things. You were explaining a lot of things. But if you simply say that, ma'am, can I explain it with an example? Then if I say yeah, then you can directly. So class is an example of encapsulation. A class can be anything. Fruit can be a class, and inside a class there will be a lot of objects like mango, apple, banana. So that is encapsulation. Okay, so that is, if you explain all the concepts like that, then if you at least answer 5 out of 10 questions, they will select you. Or if you answer 3 out of 10 questions, they will select you, because they will get to know that yes, she has the talent and she knows the basic, at least whatever she has studied till now, she knows it very nicely. But if you answer all the 10 out of 10 questions and your answers are not up to the mark, you are giving English example, not technical example, you cannot relate classes, you cannot relate object, because in OOPS it's all about class, object, all these things. Yes, you have to relate like that. Okay, so if you start giving examples like that, then they will think that yes, she can do that, and if we train her, she will be perfect. Then they will not bother much and they will select you. So this is the main trick to clear a technical round. Okay, see, in other profiles you have to be very much confident. You have to give all the answers. You can say anything, but in technical they will only check the concept and how confident you are in explaining a concept. In technical round, trust me, they don't expect the fresher to answer all the questions. They expect that whatever you know, you should be clear with that. If you know machine learning, you have to be clear with all the concept of machine learning. If you know C, then you have to be clear with every concept of C. If you don't know Java, they're not going to touch you Java. They will not ask you any single question of Java, and that's, you should be always honest, sir, I don't know this, but whatever I know, I am confident in that. Only they want to hear this from you. Okay, this is the main thing. And in yeah, it's nice that you have explained everything about your skills, hobbies, about your academics in introduction, but no need to disclose the percentage and all, because these are the things which will be there in the resume. So whatever they are in the resume, they don't give much importance. So yeah, but you can explain like that your hobbies and whatever you have said, your skills, your strength, weakness, that is good. In technical interviews also, you should add those things. So apart from that, I don't think there is any other points which you should remember, but only these things. You have to be clear with this. And yes, for giving interview of a particular company, you have to be clear about the company. You have to know at least something about the company. If you don't know the CEO, if you don't know the foundation year, then they will think that I think this girl has no interest. She just seated in the interview just for the sake of getting a job and getting some salaries. So that's why you have to at least know, because why you have chosen that companies among every other company, because there must be something, no? And if you are interested, if you are really interested about that company, you will always search about that company. So they will like that, only they can identify who is interested and who is not interested. So that's why, because see, as soon as you clear the technical round, there will be HR round, and which may held in the same day or maybe a day after that day after the technical round. Yes, so you will not get much time. So that's why you have to be a little bit thorough about the company. So just have a quick revision about the company. What is TCS, when it was founded, who is the CEO, and everything. Because it is India's top company, it is the #1 company, yes. So everyone has a dream of getting job in TCS. Then why they should hire you only? So there must be something special in you, and it's not like that they will reject you if you don't know all the technical things. So just keep these points in mind, and I think you will be able to just crack the interview. I'm sure about it myself.